Welcome to the AFR Saints channel, where we provide you daily content on your favorite team, the New Orleans Saints. Do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to leave your comments below and smash that like button. Who dat? It's a landmark day for the New Orleans Saints, as it is anytime you introduce a new coach. And Kellen Moore, introduced on Thursday as the 19th head coach in New Orleans Saints history. Press conference there at the Saints facility in Metairie. Mrs. Benson, Mickey Loomis, then Kellen Moore all spoke. Kellen Moore had his wife and two of his four children with him. And generally speaking, a good day. It's what you'd expect. It was a Common Garden variety introductory press conference. There were some things we had to get to, but Mrs. Benson started things off by kind of laying out what she and they collectively were looking for in a new coach.
We wanted a coach that was exceptionally bright, creative, and most importantly, a tremendous leader. I believe that is exactly what we have in Kellen Moore.
Did I hear what I think I heard?
I believe that is exactly what we have in Kellen Moore.
I'm sorry, I'm not getting it. It sounds like she called him Ellen Moore.
Kellen Moore.
Oh yeah, she said Ellen Moore.
Kellen Moore.
She called him Ellen Moore.
Kellen Moore.
I don't know, maybe she thought like the K was silent or something like that. Like there's the T silent in Chapatulas.
The C is silent.
Yeah, they do that in New Orleans, right? Like Chafuncta. The T is silent. Maybe she's got to get used to it a little bit.
Kellen Moore.
She called him Ellen.
Ellen! Hey! Ellen!
We are off to a rip-roaring start.
Kellen Moore.
I mean, and there ain't no hiding it. She didn't trip over a what? I mean, she just flat called him Ellen.
Kellen Moore.
Oh my God! But she got it right later. In fairness, she got it right.
Kellen.
She did call him Kellen. Play it again.
Kellen Moore.
Okay, all right. We got stuff to talk about. I have a feeling you're going to hear plenty of that over the next, for as long as they allow me to do this radio show, years. But Mickey Loomis went up as well and effectively talked about this coaching search in total, and he thanked everybody. But basically, the reason that it dragged on as long that it did.
As mentioned, this was a comprehensive process. It took longer than we anticipated, simply because the Eagles kept winning. And that delayed our opportunity to make an informed decision. We appreciate their patience and cooperation with us during the process.
So then Kellen Moore did take to the podium, and I thought he was impressive. He's a young guy, lots of energy, and kind of gave off college coach, program builder vibes, is maybe the best way I could say it. But I think for most everybody, there's two primary questions we all know that Kellen Moore has to address first and foremost. And it's not going to be a singular decision. It'll be more with Mickey Loomis in the front office and everything. But one is Derek Carr, and the other is the salary cap. And quite honestly, those do work in tandem. First, here was Kellen Moore when he was asked point blank. The question, I'll play the answer here, but the question point blank was, Do you view Derek Carr as the week 1 starter in 2025? Like, there's no dancing around like an ambiguous question. It was a very direct question. Here was the answer.
I view it as Derek Carr is a tremendous starting quarterback in this league. We're fortunate to have him, and we're excited to go through this process, as we build this roster together. Again, I'm meeting these guys for the first time the last few days. I'm really excited to meet more of them, and this will be a lot of fun.
So he did not say, yes, Derek Carr is going to be the week 1 starter. He also didn't say he won't be the week 1 starter. Now, that was a double negative, but I think you understand the point. He was non-committal there with Derek Carr, so you could read it one way or another. Now, earlier in the press conference, he did speak about Derek Carr as a player, someone he knows well.
Derek's a tremendous quarterback in this league. I've had so much respect for him, the journey that he's been on. He's a starter in this league. He's a premier player in this league. He's had a great journey, obviously going from Fresno State to the Raiders and now here. Really excited to team up with him and go through this process. And so just like any player on this roster, I just got here a few days ago, and I'm excited to go through this journey with all of them.
He dropped a few this leagues there. I am happy to report, however, we did, in fact, get this.
Players in our league.
Muse? We got in our league.
I mean, the guy's adapting to the culture.
Already.
Man.
I mean, he just let being called Ellen roll right off his back and jumped right into our league. You give me a I think this. And
look.
And I think this. And now we're cooking with grease. Okay, we're going right back to the Peyton era. So Derek Carr, one part of this. The salary cap is the other part of this. And here's what Kellen Moore said. And look, in fairness, he didn't really shy away from this conversation, which I guess is sort of unavoidable.
Certainly the opportunity to go through the interview process allows us to have those conversations, and quickly, again, it's evident. The leadership here is tremendous. They're best in the business from a business side of this operation, and we feel very comfortable with where we're going.
We feel comfortable where we're going, but he didn't give an answer. And I know that as we talk about the cap, in particular with Derek Carr, the only way that you're going to get real savings is a post-June 1st designation, right? Which would give you about a $30 million cap savings. But that doesn't allow you that opportunity then to spend that money in free agency when the league year begins. So it's really a question of, do you want to make that move now and not really have any cap savings? Or do you want to wait a year? Let me rephrase. You'll have cap savings. It's just not going to be reflected to the point where you could spend it in free agency this year. Or do you want to roll with Derek Carr another year, see what that may be like, and then you make your decision moving forward? You all know where I stand on it. But I also think one of the other things that was very impressive about Kellen Moore, can you play 9, please, Muse? And this is, I think, some understanding for a guy who's from Washington State, who played collegiately at Boise State, and now who has coached around the NFL in Dallas, Los Angeles, and Philadelphia, who really has no ties, recognition, awareness of New Orleans, of the city. He did talk about what the team, what the Saints mean, not only to the city, but to the state and the region. And I thought this is... I thought there was a very strong amount of awareness in this answer.
It's very quickly evident. This is a tremendous city. The hospitality and the environment that they provided for the Super Bowl was really special. You quickly saw what makes this place an amazing city. And as we've gone through this process, it just becomes more and more evident. We truly can't wait for this to become home.
He said the right things, and I think there's part of that. Kellen Moore was at the Pelicans game with his family, got a nice introduction there, a nice cheer. I think there is a part of that that's part and parcel with being the Saints head coach when you embrace the city. And it's not just the Saints head coach, it's really anything in Louisiana, whether you're a coach or a player. We talk about it all the time. You wrap your arms around the place and the culture, it'll give you a big bear hug back, and you'll never want to leave. That's why Sean Payton very seamlessly for the Super Bowl was interwoven into some of the pregame Nola Strong festivities, right? I mean, it was Sean Payton next to Gail Benson in the quarter with the Lady Gaga, Nola Strong performance. Drew Brees forever has talked about that, about making this home and everything that the city and the franchise means to the city and the city of the region and everything. So when you have that awareness, it's going to endear you to the people. It doesn't mean you're going to win games. There are people who have endeared themselves here and it didn't work out as a coach or a player either way. But that is a very significant part of being the Saints head coach that isn't necessarily true elsewhere. Like, that's not really the case with the Pelicans. They haven't set a hook culturally in South Louisiana yet. I'm quite certain if you got to Los Angeles, Jim Harbaugh doesn't need to be ingratiating himself to the people of Los Angeles, because the people of Los Angeles probably don't even know the Chargers are there, by and large. It's just different here. So Kellen Moore introduced and did address the first, two things primarily that he's going to have to worry about: cap, quarterback, and that'll continue to evolve as we move forward. And we'll work on Mrs. Benson getting his name.
Ellen Moore.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact, and be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.